Well, hello the new. It's only me, Leonard Wells, broadcasting as always from the Gigglemeill and Studio B. And Studio B, we all know what Studio B means. It means that my resident engineer is none other than technically perfect, sweet chap as he is, Adolf Apfelstrudel from Berchtesgaden in Bavaria. Unfortunately, he's a disciplinarian and will not permit me more than 12 digital megaburgers, which means, as always, I am unfortunately having to deny you the all-time thrill of my very forgettable, world-famous rendition of Nessun Dorma. My tale today is about a lady called Faye, and on her 80th birthday all her friends collect together and send her on a world cruise. On the first afternoon, she's standing right at the front of the ship, looking out over the bow and thinking about the film Titanic. The wind's blowing so hard she has to hold on to her hat. One of the pursers spots what's going on and goes over to talk to her. He says, "Excuse me, madam, but did you know the wind is blowing your dress up over your waist?" "I know this, thank you," she said, "but there's not much I can do. I need both hands to hold on to me dress, to me hat." "Look, lady," he said, "this may be embarrassing, but you're not wearing any underwear and everything is showing." So Faye looks down for a few seconds and she said, "Well, everything down there is 80 years old. I only bought this hat last week." Thank you. My next little tale is about a married couple, Gladys and Morris. After they'd been married 15 years, they weren't getting on very well. So they decided to go and see Levy, the well-known marriage guidance counsellor. So when they get there, Levy asks them to sit down and explain the problem. So Gladys immediately launches into a never-ending tirade. She goes on about his selfishness, his lying, bullying, controlling. He won't buy her anything. He spends money on useless things. They're forever arguing. He doesn't make love to her. On and on and on. Eventually Levy says, "That's enough." He gets up and goes over to her, pulls her from her chair, puts his arm round her and kisses her passionately on the lips. That stops her in her tracks. He then rips off her clothes and makes mad passionate love to her. So when it's over, Gladys sits back down in her chair with a dazed but very satisfied look on her face. So Levy says to Morris, "You see, that's what your wife needs, and she needs it at least 3 times a week. Do you think you can manage that?" So Morris thinks for a moment and then he says, "Well, I can certainly bring her here on Mondays and Thursdays, but," he says, "Fridays I play golf." Thank you and good night, folks.